Hi YouTube, good morning. It's me, Mama Nadia. So, last time I left off, I told you that I was going to talk about some of the anxieties that I had personally experienced with giving birth to the little one here, little Miss Scarlett. I did drop the ball on this one because I am not comfortable, still not yet comfortable talking about these anxieties and paranoias because I hate the idea of sounding crazy. So, my apologies for that. And without further ado, let's move forward. So, when I went into labor with my little Scarlett here, who is nursing, you can get a little glimpse of her little hand there. I was super scared. So I had some of the same standard anxieties that come with going into labor. How much pain am I going to be in? Is the epidural going to work? Are the nurses going to listen to me versus making me feel like I don't know what I'm doing? Is the umbilical cord going to not get wrapped around this one? Because my last one, it didn't get wrapped around her, but she did tie a knot in the umbilical cord, so that's a real concern. This is something, those are just some of the standard things. And to any of your mommies out there who are getting ready to go into labor, there's tons of horror stories about the epidurals not working, about the nurses not listening, the nurses being mean, rude. Just relax. Let your body do the talking. If you have nurses that are frustrating you, just remember it's your doctor who really matters. And those are just some of the standard things that come with going into labor. Personally, I had a personal past that caused a little bit of paranoia that I was hoping that now a year after giving birth would go away, but interestingly enough, that feeling has not gone away. So I'm just going to kind of rip off the band-aid, and I hope it's not going to change how you view me. And if you want to hear more about the specifics on that story, upon request, I will talk more about it. I do have a fear of talking about it on camera. And that comes with my paranoia. So, I have a past with CPS. The short version of the story is, I'm just going to give you the conclusion because it's far too long to really go over in video right now. My son wound up in custody of his father, and I'm now in a custody battle with his father over my oldest son. And my older daughter, my rights were severed in trial, and she was adopted out. I still get communication with her. She knows I'm her biological mother, but the paranoia is still very much there. So with that said, when I went into the hospital, I was very paranoid about CPS getting involved in my life again. And CPS coming to take my daughter away from me while I'm at the hospital. Just because my case is closed and over, and there were no findings, does not mean that my involvement with CPS is over. So when I went into labor, I was prepared to do whatever I needed to do to make sure that I was prepared to make sure that this little girl did not wind up in CPS custody or in foster care, meaning that I was prepared with paperwork to relinquish all of my parenting rights to her father. Surrender my rights, all of my rights, give them up so that her father can have full 100% custody. And that way, in order to keep her out of the foster system, if I had to separate myself from her, that I could. I don't know if any parent that can possibly prepare themselves for that emotionally. I was super scared and super paranoid. I wouldn't even let her out of my sight as soon as she was born. I would not let, and if she was ever pulled out of my sight, it was one of my parents was with her or her father was with her 100% of the time, just because that fear, that paranoia. She's been home now with us. We have since, my significant other has since gotten a job and we've moved on with our lives, and we're doing a lot better. But that paranoia hasn't gone away. I am still afraid of CPS knocking on my door, coming to take my baby away. I still keep those papers of relinquishing my parenting rights to her close by, where I can find them in the event that they knock on my door. It is a very hard feeling to shake, a very difficult one. It's one I live with every day now. So, like I said, I'm pressing forward. I'm trying to move forward with my life. Part of the reason why, aside from feeling paranoid about talking about this kind of thing on camera, the other thing that's kept me from hopping back on YouTube and getting these videos done is, like I said, my significant other, he had gotten a job. And with that came moving to a different state, different city. I'm no longer surrounded by our immediate family or friends. So also for that reason, because we have moved, every other month we've been traveling back and forth, either to his hometown or my hometown to visit his family or my family, and it is super exhausting. I've been breastfeeding, which is also physically demanding, physically exhausting, especially if you're dealing with anxiety. And so there we are. So these next few videos, they're probably going to get a little mashed up, mixed up. I might even post a little bit more frequently, so that I can get it all out. So I'll probably be talking more about my breastfeeding journey. We are at 14 months and still going strong. That was not my intent. I did not intend to breastfeed for this long, but little girl just barely got her second set of teeth in. Her first tooth didn't come in until she was 8 months, and now she's just barely getting her top teeth, so can't really wean a baby without making sure they're able to chew their food. So that's where I'm at on that. This has been quite the experience. I hope someday I can shake off this paranoia. Something tells me I won't. And I hope that I can bring awareness to what happened to me versus making people look at me differently for having my involvement with CPS. YouTube, I love you, and when I figure out what my next video is going to be about, I'll let you know. If you want to hear something specific, go ahead and leave a comment behind. Let me know what your journey was like. If you've got similar experience that caused some paranoid feelings, let me know how you feel. I love you guys, and I'll catch you the next time around, okay? Bye.